made the schedule for our event here, I looked at my calendar. I had availability for this particular time. I bounced it off my wife. I said, I'm going to be going for about 12 days. Does this fit into your calendar? And she said yes. And then, without really verifying, it was Mother's Day weekend. So I'm here. My wife's back home, the mother of my 3 children. And so I talked to her this morning on the phone. It's actually Saturday there. And so it will be Sunday for another 15 hours for them, 15 hours earlier. So I miss her. I'd frankly rather be with her than here, if I could be honest. But I'm here, and I want to give you the best I got. I also want to give credit to my mother, who on May the 20th, 1948, gave birth to me. And as she was giving birth to me, I was coming into this earth. She left it that day, and I don't have a mother to spend the time with for the next 65 years of my life. I'll meet her soon. But I want you to know that I love her. Mother's Days are always very strange for me because everyone celebrates their mother. Downstairs is a buffet. Beautiful buffet. Did you see it? The mothers are having their buffet. There are hundreds of people down there. There's a singer singing beautiful songs to celebrate motherhood. We wouldn't be here without our mothers, would we? Or would we like them enough? So anyway, thank you for being here with us today. We're going to spend 4 hours together, till approximately 6-ish. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
We go a little bit after that. I hope that'll be okay with you.
Yes.
I'll try to give you as much as I possibly can in this time we have together. I want to talk about multiple streams of income. Yeah, money is the subject. And oh, by the way, I was did a little side detour there. I want to thank Arch Chong is what we call him, and Alan and Kid who put together this event. They're very close friends of mine, and I'm honored that they would invite me to come speak here to this event. So this is me. Some of you in the room have been to actually some of my seminars before. I've been to KL, I don't know, 5-6 times. Speaking with Success Resources was some of the seminars that I've been to. How many of you have ever been to a speech that I've delivered before, or a training I've Okay, so which ones were you at? Let's find that out. Was it a 3-day event that I taught, or was it just the main speech? Does anybody know? Can you tell me? I don't know. Petaling's here. Where is she? There she is. So, how long have we known each other, Petaling?
4 years.
For 4 years. So, the first time you saw me speak, what happened? Can you move this microphone for her? See, you saw it? Turn that on. There you go.
The first time I hear you speak was really overwhelmed. And then I signed up for your course.
Yes. And let's see, it was in Singapore, wasn't it?
Yes. No, you did it in KL, but I went to your course in Singapore.
Got it.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember. And she did well. She actually won a contest that we had at that event. It was the 1111 contest.
Yes.
And what was the prize?
I went to US and visited your home together with your inner circle.
She was able to come to California. They have a home there in California. And anyway, so it was good to see you here. Right?
Thank you.
Let's see, I met, Ash here was at the event we talked in October, wasn't it? Oh, yes. 3-day event, and here's Ash.
It was fortunate in you,
yes.
and
I'd like to personally acknowledge Robert Allen because he's the person with heart that keep encouraging me. Even I didn't sign up for the California program, yet if not because of him, I would have given up my book writing project. So again, it's really appreciate for being here with all of us, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Ash. Thank you. And let's see, there was another gentleman who gave me this book, actually. Doc, let's see, where are you? Dr. David. Yeah. So, tell us about you.
Actually, for the first time, I make Robert Jaya in Park Royal, year 2010. That was in the preview. So at the end of the preview, actually, I was among the first two sign up for the seminar. Almost 4,000 reviews. So much. Then I went through all the 3 days seminar. Then I realized about the multiple streams of income. I went into property investment. I went into authoring, and another one is internet marketing.
Excellent.
So that is a project I finally completed.
And I challenge you to write a book, and this is it, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. Look young, feel young, stay young. Congratulations. That's his book. Awesome. Good man. And there are a few others in the audience that have been to various different events. Obviously, gentleman in the back. We'll invite you to share some of your thoughts in a few minutes. Do you want to be financially free? Yes or yes? Obviously, I've written some books on the subject. Nothing Down is on real estate investing and creating wealth. There's all kinds of ways of doing that. Multiple streams of internet income and cracking the millionaire code, cracking the flash. The book was available out here in the lobby that our members bought at the store, so that we would at least have some books here for those who want to get one. Multiple streams of income up here. It's the message that all of us want to be making some more money. Well, I'm going to talk about 4 ways to do that today. And there are a lot of ways. Now we have some of our sponsors here who come to share with you. We have the Prudential Group talking about safety and how you protect your wealth. And she asked me just before we got on, she says, I haven't read any of your books, but isn't it true you need to protect your wealth before you go make it? So you get yourself safety? And the answer is, yeah, of course. Of course, you need to do that. Most entrepreneurs don't, though. When most of entrepreneurs get started, they just are wildly excited and they get started without any thinking, without any planning. They just rush off to make some money. And they make mistakes. As most entrepreneurs do make mistakes. So my message today is going to be to entrepreneurs. And there are 7 fundamental basics about wealth. I call them the 7 skills of extremely prosperous people. My mentor was Stephen Covey, who wrote 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So I'm going to borrow on his time just a little bit. If you want to create some wealth, the foundation of wealth, the bottom of the pyramid, is what I call value. Yes. And value means for every ring in your life, it flows into your life, you need to value every one because they're so rare. And if you want lots of them, you have to take care of every single one. Most people want millions and millions of ringgit, but in order to do that, you've got to take care of every single one. And most people don't. I'll talk about that in just a second. The next one is to as you lay the foundation of wealth, you have to learn how to control the money that flows into your life. So it's called control it. And once you've figured out a system for how the money flows in, and so you're not spending more money than you're earning every month, so there's a little bit of surplus at the end of the month, then what do you do with it? The third skill is to save it. I have to learn how to save that surplus that flows into my life every month, and then I have to learn how to invest it. I would take that surplus, I was not letting it sit in a savings account, I want to put it in a place where it could start to grow and increase in value. Then I'm going to make it. And they're different. Investing and making are two different skills, which I'll talk about in a second. And then finally, the final two, I have to shield it, and then to share it. Now, this is the 7 skills that are written in the first chapter of Multiple Streams of Income. So those you have a copy of it, when you read through, you'll read these 7 skills. Most of us, as entrepreneurs, we start up here. And we want to make some money, so we just want to make some money. And we very rarely spend much time at the bottom trying to figure out how to take control of it. Our two sponsors here, they would probably be in the area of, how do I shield my money, and then how do I invest my money. Investing is how do I make my money, put it to an investment vehicle such as a stock or a bond or gold or silver or something that increases in value if I put my money into it. And these two, where our sponsors are focusing here, I want to take you all the way back down to value for just a minute. If you take one ringgit and you put it away, every day if your parent would give you 1 ringgit per day, every day you have another ringgit. A month you have 30 ringgit. It's not that much money. How many ringgit would you have at the end of your life, say at 66 years from now? Not the end of your life, but at retirement age generally. How many ringgit would you have if you had 1 ringgit per day? 25,000 ringgit. So that's still not that much money, but it would be somewhere. 25,000 ringgit, that's a nice little chunk of money. Let's say you just put 1 ringgit a day away, just one. What if I could make that money grow and invest? I put my money and I invest it. Investing is where I put money and the money does the work. Okay? Where I put it into a stock or a savings account or a place where a bond where it earns interest maybe. If I could make it grow at 3%, which is still a fairly large amount for these days, at the end of my 66 years I'd have about, 75,000 rand. Which is about 3 times as much. Still not very much money, but what if I get my money to grow at 5% instead of 3%? Well, then that 1 ringgit a day would grow into about 200,000 ringgit. Not a lot. What if I could get my money to grow at 10%? Now that's a stretch to get your money to grow at that rate of return. You have to do some fancy stuff to make that happen. But if I could get it grow at 10%, 1 ringgit a day for 66 years grows into about 2.75 million ringgit. So at a ringgit a day, at the right rate of interest, you can be a multi-millionaire. So I get my money to grow at 15%. Are there ways to do that? Are there ways in real estate to do that? Yes. Are there ways in certain businesses, certain kinds of ways? Yes, there are. 15% on 1 ringgit a day at the end of your working lifetime, there's 50 million ringgit. Now we're talking serious money. If I could get my money to grow at 20%, 1 billion ringgit in your lifetime. That's at 1 ringgit a day. So the goal of an investor to make the money grow is first I got to save the money. If I can't save a ringgit a day, or 5 ringgit a day, or 10 ringgit a day, if I can't have the money pile up somewhere so I can attach it, so I can put a magnifying glass on it, make the money that's sitting there grow some way. If the money is spent and just thrown away, if it's not saved, it's not taken care of, then it doesn't grow. So what I'm trying to start our conversation off with today is the understanding that most of us don't do that. We don't have a system to control the money that comes into our life. We just get credit cards and we just spend the money, and at the end of the money, very few of us ever really balance our books and see that we had another 500 ringgit. Where's 1,000, 2,000 ringgit? What am I going to do with it, right? Most of us are usually actually going in debt every month. We're putting on a credit card, and we don't control the money. So, generally speaking, I don't talk about this stuff. It's really just because I see our sponsors here that I'm really talking more. Really, I'm up here. I'm a make it guy. I say I don't want to wait for 66 years. No, I want to wait 66 months, maybe 66 weeks, maybe 66 days. I want serious money fast. And that's what entrepreneurs do. They like that. They like to bring them up here, would you? Come on right here. 3 seats right there. Come on. No. Don't let people take a seat there. Right there, there's the seat. Come on, it's okay. So now I'm up here. I'm a guy that read the book Think and Grow Rich. You know, I'm thinking, well, I want to grow rich. I don't want to wait 66 years for that to happen. You know, how are there ways to make some serious money quickly? So entrepreneurs, they don't usually think about the controlling part, and this is what gets entrepreneurs in trouble, because they'll go off and try to make some money, and then they have a system for controlling it, and so they spend too much when they want to get a fancy car, and they want the nice house, and the fancy cars, and the watches, and they don't have a system for controlling it, and end up losing it all, and they start all over again. And they usually start all over again with a bad foundation, and then do the same mistake over and over and over again. So let's start here probably on the right foundation, which is let's learn to value every ringgit that flows in your life. For me, it's dollar bills. Value it, because if you don't take care of it, if you say it's just a ringgit, big deal. No, it's not just a ringgit. That one ringgit can grow into 1,000,000 ringgit if it's carefully taken care of over a long period of time. So the Multiple Streams of Income book talks about these basics at the beginning of it, and then I start going into 10 ways of making streams of income that are residual. Remember, the subtitle of the book is How to Generate a Lifetime of Unlimited Wealth. So let's move forward on that. So if I can only share one strategy with you today, say yes if you'd like to create wealth rapidly. Yes. Okay, good. Well, I wrote the book on that, so we'll talk about that. Would you like to buy excellent properties with zero down? Yes? I wrote the book on that too, so we'll talk about that. How about generating multiple streams of income? Would you like to do that? Yes. Okay, I also wrote the book on that one. Let's see, I make extraordinary money online. Yes? You like that? Okay, well, I wrote the book on that one too. Ordinary people make extraordinary money online. You can tell the themes of my books are money. It's just a theme that I personally like. I don't know why, but when I got started as a young man, I wanted to be a multimillionaire. I don't know. My dad was an accountant. He was never much for entrepreneur stuff. He never launched any businesses. He stuck at a job his whole entire life. But my grandfather was the entrepreneur in our family. He owned a store with merchandise in it in our little town in Canada, southern Alberta. And I never knew him. He died before I was born. And he was the entrepreneur. I got his genes. My dad did not have these genes, you know. So I thought I wanted to be like my dad. So I went to college and I got my degree and I got my master's in business, ready to go be a consultant or work at some corporation and be an employee and to manage businesses for big companies, and nobody would hire me. And I was so disappointed by that. I applied to 30 major corporations in America: General Foods, General Mills, General Electric, General Motors, generally everybody I could think of, all these 30 big companies, and not one of them would even interview me. They saw things that I didn't recognize in me. They could see I was an entrepreneur. even while I was applying for one of the positions at another company, I went and I said, look at the real estate on the valley, on the hill side over here. Talking to the manager of the company, I said, one of these days I want to own some of that real estate, you know. I'm applying for a job, and I'm talking about me buying real estate. I just was, you know, I'm not an employee. I'm not. I don't know how many of you understand what it means to be an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur wants to start the business, wants to own the business, wants to run the business. Does not want anybody to tell them what to do. Doesn't like to go to somebody else's job, working for somebody else's dream. We have our own dreams. We want to create our own freedom, our own financial stuff, right? Now, some of you understand exactly what I'm talking about, and others of you who are more employee-minded, you're probably understanding what he's talking about. Because you like security, and you like the fact that steady check comes regularly, and you're looking forward to somebody taking care of you. I'm not that way. And so, if you are an employee, then you're going to stay down here. You're going to get a paycheck. You're going to watch every single penny. You're going to save your money. You're going to put it into investments, you know, such as gold and silver. One of our sponsors over here. You can put it into stock investments. You can put it into savings accounts. You let the money work for you, and you're going to keep working like this for the rest of your life. And that's okay. There's no problem. There's no shame in that. It's just that some of us, we want to make some serious money. And therefore, we're going to probably launch businesses to do that, right? So that's why we go online and go on the internet. We crack our millionaire codes, you know, the enlightened key to wealth. And we start our own businesses. We earn cash in a flash. That's what we love to do. You know, we want to go get the money. We want to blow through the walls and go get it, right? So if that's, let me ask that question here. Some of you would predominantly be employees, and that's probably the way you'll want to be for most of your life. Some of you in this room, if you are an employee, can hardly wait till you go fire your boss and say, I want to start my own thing. I want to be my own boss. So how many of you would classify yourself as entrepreneurs in this room? You see, raise hands on that. Okay, and how many of you classify yourself as generally employees, which is fine. Anybody want to raise your hand to that? Okay, good, great, super. So I'm speaking to two different audiences of different. So those of you who are the employees, you're going to stay down here, and I won't spend a lot of time talking about it, but get a copy of all those things, you'll do that. The rest of us, we're going to be up here. Now, you notice the share stuff is up at the very top. Like once you've made the money, then you'll be able to go give it away. And this book was written in the year 2000, but I hadn't had my life-threatening car accident until 2003. In 2003, I hit a tree at high speed in a rainstorm, and I woke up in the hospital. And I realized that, you know, life is short. Most of us don't realize it until our life is threatened. And you wake up and you go, wait a second. And I began to realize that the wealth that flows into our life will be multiplied a lot faster if we learn how to give more quickly. And so if I were to rewrite the book, I would share it right here as the first step. Every dollar that comes into your life, I think you should give some of it away. Give it to some cause, church, charity, philanthropy, something that your heart tells you to give it to. And I believe, how many of you believe in a higher power? Let's raise hands on that. So does higher power know where all the money is? Yes? As they say, God knows where the gold is, right? So if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to dig your own vein of gold, if you have a belief in a higher power, and many of you have a different understanding of that. In my belief system, I call it Heavenly Father. He knows we have certain gifts and talents. Each of us come into this planet. We bring with us gifts and talents that we have to discover, right? And eventually we figure out what our tendencies are, what our natural gifts are, and we start to share those gifts. And some people are artists, and some people are accountants, and some people are right brain, and some people are left brain. Some people are artists, some people are engineers. They're very detail oriented, and we kind of, as we get older, we kind of figure out, I like to do art stuff. That's just kind of like what I do. I like to do engineering. That's what I like to do. And we eventually discover who we are, and we start to share that with the world, and the world gets to be a better place when we give our gifts. When we give the best you've got, the world is a better place. It's like the symphony. If you're really good at playing the violin, then play it. And if you're really good at playing the oboe or the drums, then you play those. And if everybody plays their instrument, it's a magnificent symphony. But if you play the drums and you really should be playing the violin, and you're lousy at drums, it's a bad symphony because we are playing instruments that we were not designed to play. I think we came into this world, this is my own personal belief system, but we came from another world where we were training and learning to come here. And we come and we discover what our gifts are, and we give it. Now, as an entrepreneur, I think we make businesses, we create solutions to people's problems because we have a tendency to be good at certain gifts and certain talents. So the goal for today is for you to kind of figure out that question. What are you good at? You know, what do you want to make the world better at? What kind of business do you want to create? Right? Make $1 million in a minute? Is that possible? Yeah, I wrote the book $1 Minute Millionaire. We want to touch on all of these things here today for everybody, generating multiple streams of millions. I'd like you to make millions from every different stream of income I'm going to talk about today. Let's get piles of rings together, right? So we can do what we really want to do. We can make millions in multiple ways. Now, in America, one of the top talk shows on business news is with Neil Cavuto, and Neil invited me to come on the show to bring 101 millionaires, people that I had helped become millionaires in various different ways. So here are all kinds of different ways of doing it. Let's see, this gal made her million in real estate, and she read my book, in the early '80s. And I talk about it in that book, and you just buy one piece of real estate a year and hang on to it. Maybe buy two, buy one and keep it, buy one and flip it, make a little bit of money from it, but keep one and hang on to it, rent it out. So she had done exactly that. And 20 years later, in 2006, when we were on this particular show, she came to the television station, flew to New York City, because she was one of the millionaires that I'd helped create. And she just says, I only own 20 properties, but half of them are free and clear, and then no mortgages on them. I buy one property a year. That's my plan. Every single year, 20 years later, she's a millionaire. Let's see, this gal, she made her money in the internet. And I'll actually tell her story a little more. She made her millions on selling stuff online. Let's see, he made his money trading in options in the stock market. He made his money teaching people, selling information on how to make money in the stock market. And let's see, he made his money in businesses, and he made his money in all of these ways. He's done all of them. Tom is a good friend of mine. So, that's why they call me America's Top Millionaire Maker, because I teach these kinds of concepts, and I've been doing it for the last 35 years. National Speakers Association calls me America's Top Millionaire Maker. Why did you attend our call today? Why did you attend this class? What is it that you're trying to solve in your life? You see, if you're trying to make money, the question is why? Why do you want to do that? Why would you spend a Mother's Day here in this room? What causes you to invest your time to be here today? I'm going to ask you a quick question. That's what challenges or problems are you trying to solve by money? What is it? What are some of the dreams you've got for yourself? Do we have any? There's I don't think there's any cancer. Will they work? Are they like working? They are, yeah, all right. Now, do you have a blank piece of paper, everybody? If you don't, let's get some. I want everyone to have a blank piece of paper and a pen or a pencil, okay? And you need to borrow a piece of paper from somebody next to you. We're bringing some right here for anybody who would like one. I want everybody to have a blank piece of paper and a pen. Okay? Hold your hands up if you need one. We've got some that we're passing out. Anybody need a pen? Pens right here. You came to an event with me without a pen? All right, so those of you who have the long pieces of paper, turn sideways. So it's long like that. And I want you to draw down this bottom right-hand corner a frowning face. And now, not as if you're frowning, not as if your life doesn't work, but there's some things in your life that you want to improve, right? So I want you to put down a frowning face down the bottom right-hand corner. You got the artistic skills to draw a frowning face? Do you? Okay, good. Now, most people are stuck. They're trying to figure out how to break out and how to break into some kind of a freedom. What kind of freedom do people want? Yeah. Well, they want financial freedom because if you can just get some financial freedom, then you can buy all the other freedoms. Well, that can be true, but it also can be not true. So, freedom is what we're trying to aim for. So up here in the bottom right-hand corner, the top right-hand corner, I want you to draw a smiley face. This is where we want to take you, right? Now, you know how to make a smiley face so that actually a laughing face? So just go like this. Okay? All right. So here's somebody that is in kind of the walls of, they're stuck and they're inside the walls of stuckness. And they're trying to figure out, how can I break out? How can I get to a level of freedom? What kind of freedom do people want? Well, there's I call health, and we want to be healthy. We want to be free enough so that we don't have to worry about our health all the time. We want to be vibrant and healthy. We don't want to be tired. We want to be alive. Right? That's a certain kind of freedom. We want love in our life. You know, we want some more love, some more better relationships. So we're dealing with people. See, what most people down here, they're stuck in relationships that are difficult. They're strained relationships, and they're not strange, but some of them are strange relationships. Okay, you know, they're down here and they've got debt and they've got financial pressure. And when it comes to health, they're sick or sickly. They don't have enough energy. They're under stress, which is what kind of kills your health for you anyway. And then, so this is the financial freedom stuff. This is the money part. How do I get more money? And then another kind of freedom that people are looking for is time freedom. I can just get more time. If I can be organized enough to get more done, so that my time, it gives me the freedom to go where I want, when I want to. It's not necessarily about having a lot of money. It's just, how do I organize my life so I'm more organized? And these are the kind of freedoms that people want. And most people don't have them. And so they're always looking, how do I get outside of this box? I'm stuck in a box. I'm stressed. I'm overwhelmed. And I'm stressed out, and I'm strained in relationships, and I'm in pressure of wealth. And that's the way most people live their life. And they're stuck in this whirlwind of all the things they have to do to make life work. You gotta go to your job, and you got your family situation you gotta take care of. You got, that you're always working on your health. And so most times people are so overwhelmed with their opportunities and challenges every day that they don't have any time to make money to plan for a time in the future when they are financially free. So since they're always overwhelmed, they don't spend the time on a daily basis to get here where they want to go. So this is today's date, which is May the 11th, 2014. When do you want this? When do you want freedom to be where you really want to be? When do you want this? How long is it going to take? See? We were talking about 66 years, and I told you, entrepreneurs, they don't want to wait that long. 66 months. How many years is 66 months? It's 5 years, approximately 5.5 years. So I mean, at the very outside, you should be at total 100% freedom by the 11th of May, 2019. So I want you to actually write that down. 11th of May, 2019. And the real question is, how am I going to get from where I am now to where I really want to be? What's it going to take? Well, I'm going to teach you some what I call secrets. I'm going to be sharing you vehicles to get you there today. But first is you have to establish the foundation of our thought process. And so if I really want that kind of lifestyle in the top right-hand corner, I'm going to have a greater probability of getting it with secret number one. Do you want to learn a secret?
Yes.
Sure. If you'll write it down, you'll increase the probability you'll get it. So, today I want to actually have you write down specifically what kind of health do you want, what kind of love do you want, what kind of money do you want, and what kind of time do you want.